everybody. Welcome to the 86 podcast. This is the special of the week. This is our very first episode. I'm your host, Jake Lawrence, and this is
Jasper Steenemeyer,
my co-host and beautiful, beautiful life partner. We're just friends, guys. Don't worry.
I swear, just friends.
So we've got a few different segments we want to talk to you about today, but what I wanted to do first is just let y'all know we're legit. I have been working in restaurants for the last 5 years or so, and Jasper's worked in them for how long?
Since I've been 15, honestly, in all sorts of fields, in different countries. So 13 years.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah, you're reaching for the stars, dude.
Seriously, I'm making this my career.
But the biggest importance that we wanted was we noticed that there wasn't really an outlet for our work community. So we wanted to be able to add something for us to get to do. We wanted to make something that we would want to listen to, maybe on the way to work, but doesn't make us feel weeded and stressed out on the way to work, but a little bit more lighthearted, talk about some topics that I think all of us can connect with. And maybe someone follows and has some ideas for us too in the future. That would be awesome. The first topic that we wanted to talk about today is tip culture. We're going to talk a little bit about just percentages, gratuities. I'm from the States and I've only worked in restaurants in the States, but Jasper is European. So we're going to definitely talk about how that works over there and how that changes our work experiences. But what we want to do first is start with our first segment, which is Gripe of the Week. It's a working title, don't worry. We're going to have Jasper go first with his Gripe of the Week.
Yeah, so I had a great experience in my restaurant this week. It was at a lunch and we were quite busy, and the kitchen sent out an incomplete ticket. So a party of 6 wasn't fully eaten yet, and I was working on some other tables, and I look across the room and one of the ladies at the 6 top started aggressively waving at me to get my attention, which is one of the most annoying things in our field, honestly. And it just shows that these people think that we're incompetent and don't know what we're doing, and then they like to freak out about it. So yeah, that really got me this week. That was something special for me.
In all fairness, were you being incompetent?
Probably, but in this case, it wasn't fully my fault. I mean, we rely on so many other parts in the restaurant. We all work together, so.
Oh, there's something about getting waved to like you're a dog.
Yeah.
You're like, come here, boy.
It's really degenerating, It's makes you feel like you're a proper human.
Yeah.
They really respect you.
Yeah, no, it makes you love the job too.
Yeah, it really does.
It feels appreciated. But you got to smile, and that's what matters.
Power through it.
That's a good first gripe of the week. I've got my gripe of the week is a little bit more light than that. I think everybody's gone through it. When you take an order, say you got a full section, and you take table's order and everything. You're like, do y'all need anything else? Before I go, put in your order. No, we're good. And then you get double sat. Their food comes out. You got to stop doing what you're doing. You go to drop off their food, and then as soon as you do, they go, yeah, I want some ketchup. It's that additional condiment that kills me. Or do you guys have hot sauce? I get it, sometimes you just forget and you see the food and you're like, ooh, it'd be good, Tabasco. But there's something about it, and it's not even a big deal. I get it, I do it. But it drives me up the wall. I can't stand it. It's ridiculous.
It is something very annoying because these people already know that they want this, and then they decide not to order it with the rest. It's overwhelming to them to just ask for a simple condiment.
Exactly. And sometimes people don't realize that you might have 15 different things to do. I feel bad because I'll forget. I'm like, yeah, I'll be right back. And then you walk by two other sets of guests, and then it's a Coke Zero refill, it's an unsweet tea refill, it's my kid dropped his fork, can we get another one? Random things, and then all of a sudden 10 minutes go by and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, they just finished eating and they never got their ketchup.
It just hits you mid-table.
And then it wakes you up that night. You go to bed and then you shoot up like you're got PTSD, and you're like, oh my god, that's right, the ketchup. And then
server nightmare.
And then you realize, you go, that's why they were staring at me from across the restaurant the entire time. And you couldn't remember. You're like, why are they staring at me? They got everything they needed. They're smiling. I don't understand. So that's my gripe of the week this week. Hope you enjoyed that little appetizer. I think let's shoot into our second segment, and that's going to be the tip culture. The biggest thing I want to talk about with it is kind of the dichotomy of the two different levels of service that you can receive based on how tipping works. So I kind of want to hear how it worked over in Europe, And like some of your different jobs, like I'm sure they didn't tip you at Subway when you worked in Germany, but I kind of want to know some of the restaurants.
Yeah, so at Subway we barely got tipped. It was mostly like a couple cents. But the big thing for restaurants in Europe is that, comparatively speaking, you get a higher wage. So you actually get a living wage, not a good wage, but you can actually support yourself just of your basic income. And that just means that there's no really need or the necessity for tips like it is here. Like here we get paid very little, and then it is a tradition or a custom to tip at least a certain amount of money. That's just a given rule in this country, and in Europe that's
50%
every time.
50%.
If you don't tip 50%,
no matter what.
What
50%.
are you doing?
I don't care if you forgot the ketchup.
But yeah, in Europe it's basically people pay their tab and then they mostly round up. So it's going to be a couple euros. For example, it's a couple eating, it's 37 euros, and then you get $40 or euros. You get two 20-euro bills, and that's not a bad tip. It's not a great tip.
Okay.
But
what's that in real money?
Oh, it's probably $25.
I was going to say, wait, no, I think the euro to USD hurts my feelings right now.
Right now it really hurts. Yeah, the Europeans living a good life right now. But yeah, it is not necessary to tip over there just because people make a good living. But on the other hand, it is really agitating when Europeans come here to the States and then just don't adapt to this way the culture works, right? So people just think it is custom to pay your tab, just like the way they do at home, and then move on with their life. While as a server, that really hurts us. And
yeah, it hurts our feelings.
It really does.
And I have like two feelings. I noticed the couple times I've been overseas, like in Europe, you can tell that they're not relying on the tip. You can tell by the way service goes, and I understand it's a cultural difference, but from working in the industry here and how you almost have to do like the song and dance, like, you know, you're also entertaining. You know, I always try to make my guests laugh right as I drop off the tab, because I'm like, even if I forgot the ketchup, I made them smile right before they pay me for my work tonight. But I've noticed like over there, just simply just trying to get like either their attention or a refill or what we would expect from like service, right? Which is actual service, in my opinion. But over there, you don't want to tip them by the time you're done. At least when most places I ate. Of course, I've been to plenty of places that were the bartenders were great or the server was cool, but also at the same time, there's not that sense of urgency that we have here, where you want to do the best you can the entire time, because paying your rent fully relies on them having a good time.
In Europe, you're just another employee, basically,
Yeah.
right? It's not like a situation as you described where you have to like put on an act or show to create the income that you rely on. Over there, it's just, yeah, okay, I'm here, I show up for my job, and that's really the mentality, right? They don't have to do this extra, so they just get things done and work at their own pace. And it's also the old story of not, you know, the Europeans are not as friendly as the Americans, which is a whole different story, but it really shows in that too. Like they just focus on their own life and they show up to their job as they would to any other job as well.
Yeah.
You know? And that really is the key difference
Yeah.
between the cultural aspect of that, right?
That's true. I like serving people from overseas. I always like asking them questions and just figuring out where they're from and all that. They always order a hamburger. They always get a hamburger, and I respect it because I'm not any different from they are. I remember I tipped somebody when I was in Singapore a couple years ago. I was there for a summer, and that was the first time I'd had anybody try to wave me down walking down the street to sit in their restaurant. It was like a host, but like different. It's like they were trying to like sling tickets to a comedy show or something. And I don't know if they got a little bump for the amount of tables they got sat, or if they get a tip out percentage based on the sales or something. But I remember it was just intimidating. I went to the first restaurant that didn't do that to me to go sit, but it was just a culture shock. And I remember I paid my tab. I can't remember what I ate, but I just remember I paid my tab, and I tipped, and they looked back and they asked if I meant to do that.
Yeah.
And that was like my first week there. So after that, I felt bad the entire time. I was like, I'm stiffing every single server in this country, and I feel horrible about it. But none of them expect it really, unless it's like a couple Singapore dollars.
Yeah.
So
When I first moved here to the country, I heard about the tipping culture and how normal that was here, and and then I was in a drive-through at McDonald's, and I tipped the lady at McDonald's just because I thought it was so custom. This lady at McDonald's looked at me, and like, what are you doing? Like, this is not how we do things. And
Oh, that's hilarious.
but just because that's also when I have friends coming over from Europe, I drilled that into their head that you tip here, right? It's normal to do that here.
Yeah.
And it is somewhat overwhelming if you come from a country where that's not the case. All of a sudden you like get pushed into this environment where this is a thing, right? So you gotta switch that mindset just the same way you gotta adapt to the aggressive hosting that they have in other parts of the world.
It scared me. And I stood out like a sore thumb. They knew I was remotely nowhere near their land.
Immediately can tell that you're American too, right?
Yeah. Now one guy thought I was Russian once because of my beard and tattoos.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, no, I'm a college student. Thank you, though.
There's college students in Russia too.
Oh, yeah, I guess there are. That makes sense. I've never been. I don't know.
Me neither. I heard.
I haven't studied the culture. Oh, I wonder what restaurants are like in Russia.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Potatoes, vodka. I don't even know what protein, like what meats
It's
they
a lot of, like, of course, fish, right? But a lot of pork too.
Ooh,
Beef.
I like pork and
They
beef.
do like the Polish and the Russian do like little pelmenis. It's like little dumplings.
Oh, that's
pretty
sweet.
great. Yeah.
You know, I told my girlfriend the other day, I was eating pierogies,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her, I was like, dude, these are like Italian dumplings. She's like, they're not Italian.
Italian.
Is it same? I don't know. There's
European,
potatoes in
right?
it. Yeah. She said it's like Polish or something.
It is, yeah.
I guess ravioli would be the Italian
Dumpling.
dumpling.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
This is important stuff, guys.
Anyways.
You're missing out if you're not listening right now, okay?
But we should also talk about how tipping works in this country, right? Like,
Yeah.
for a lot of people that go to restaurants that have no experience in this industry, they just assume that you pocket all the money, right? That goes right to you. But there's a lot of different parts that go into this, right? Like,
I pocket it all. I act like I didn't sell anything. I just put everything.
all the cash right in your pocket.
Oh yeah, dude. Especially when I have to split tips. I'm like, I don't know, guys. I didn't get any cash tips tonight. I don't know what to tell you.
That's crazy how that works.
I'm just
right?
a bad server. I didn't get paid.
You're welcome, guys. You know, I really carry my weight.
I'm here to help.
No, like in my restaurant at least, there's tip out different parts of the restaurant, right? That's also something that a lot of people don't see. In the idea that you tip the host, the food runners, the bartenders. There's more to the idea of tipping than just a simple transaction that goes from the guest to
directly to the server and solely the server.
Yeah.
I have people ask me that all the time at work, and I get super uncomfortable with it, like answering it, because it's almost like, because you kind of take away the illusion of what they're there for, which is to have a good time, get good service, and like eat good food. Hopefully you work at a restaurant that has good food. I've worked at one that didn't. Yeah, it's so hard to sell.
It is really cool.
They're like, hey, how's the chicken wings? And you're like, oh, yeah, they're great. I'd get something else maybe. But yeah, they're delicious. You're gonna love them, I swear. But no, they'll ask you, like, it happened to me last week. It's actually happened to me a few times in the last couple of weeks, like more than usual, where I'll drop off the check, and before they hand the book back, they're like, have you, do you get all of it? Like, this is just for you, right? That's what they say, which I appreciate, because that's them like wanting to ensure that. I think they'd try to slip me cash maybe if I said no, I'm giving it all away. I don't know, but I'm like, well, yes. I just say yes and keep it short and simple, because I don't want to unveil that or like pull the curtain from like how it works in the like when they're physically there. I'll do it here anytime, any day. But there is tip outs for the bars, restaurant, like and the hosts and the bussers, and it used to bother me, but then they help you out, and I always just joke that I'm just going to put them on my taxes, as, what do they call them?
Like a write-off?
Not a write-off, no, like, I always joke that, like, they rely on me. I can't think of
a dependent?
Yeah, I always say they're my dependents, and I'm going to put them on my taxes, because my sales pay their bills.
Also, that should be a write-off.
It should be. Yeah, it should be. But usually it's like 4% of net sales, or something along that number.
Yeah.
Sometimes they break it off in, like, total sales from the bar, and that percentage tip out goes to the bar, and then the food sales goes to like the hosts and the bussers, and if you have food runners, like that's usually kind of how it goes. So if you don't get tips, if you get stiffed, you technically paid to serve them, and that can be a big bummer. Actually, yeah, you're like, oh cool, I lost $12 serving this two top. Awesome.
Europeans too.
Yeah, they're always European, always.
Oh man.
But they make. Oh, I served these Australians once. There was a boat race down here where we're at in Tampa Bay, and I had it. It was like an 8 top of Aussies. They were so fun. I didn't even care. They tipped me like 7%, and I was like, guys, you were the entertainment for the night.
Yeah.
They were slamming beers. They were sounding funny when they talked. Like, it was awesome. Like, they were so much fun. And then they were racing too, so you could talk to them about all the races, and I kind of took like their entertainment. Like, it wasn't a fruitful table, at least financially, but it was for the soul.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need that too, to be able to bro down with somebody. Unfortunately, I'm in fine dining now, so the bro downing doesn't really happen anymore. I'm very professional, and I'm still hired. I'm still employed. So if anybody knows me, they'll know that that's an impressive feat for me to tackle.
It really is. We met each other at a restaurant that we both worked at, and that was the energy there is the polar opposite to that.
I miss it.
And
I miss it.
we had a good time.
Oh man, you can wear board shorts and sneakers. Now I wear a bow tie.
What a mighty change, right?
I have a scraper. If anyone doesn't know what a scraper is, it's this little piece of metal that you do this to on the table to get the crumbs away, and you can't miss that because that's like forgetting the ketchup. It's just one more step
It's
to
a whole different level, right?
Yeah,
It's way more serious all of a sudden.
But back to the topic at hand, Jasper. The service is way better in America.
It is, yeah.
It is.
It really is, hands down.
Yeah,
It's not even a competition, right?
but it's not a competition. But food overseas, I don't want to say that it's better, because it's not always. It definitely depends on where you go, here and overseas.
Mm-hmm.
But I did notice the quality's better for the most part. But I'm not a scientist, so really don't take anything I say too seriously. It's just based on my taste buds. I passed biology with a D- because I had to do extra work over the summer, freshman year.
Yeah, I failed my biology major. I was a major in biology and failed in my final exams.
Oh, that's good.
It was a great time. But I still made it happen. Now
Oh,
we're here
that's
in the
good.
restaurant industry. But yeah, I mean, even quality-wise, like, there is still bad food in Europe, right? Everybody thinks that there's, like, European food is so high and mighty, and everything's good. We still have McDonald's and KFC, like, in Germany at least, and in different parts of Europe too. But I'd say it's the same thing, like, in the US, if you go to more rural areas where people use more locally sourced product.
Yeah.
Food quality gets better, and from my
Yeah.
experience in Europe, all sorts of different countries, Italy, France, Germany, Austria, the further away you get from the major cities, the better the food quality gets. And I think that's a universal thing, right?
Or more fried stuff down here.
That's true, yeah.
There's
Definitely in the
a
South.
yeah, there's a lot of fried stuff.
We have that in Europe too, though. With schnitzel. It's fried.
I do like a schnitzel.
Who doesn't?
I don't know.
But looking back at tipping, right, and you can see how restaurants that have good food quality, right, that focus on good quality, you can see how that also affects tips, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Just having an environment where customers are happy means you have to less rely on the show that you give the customers for your tippage, and actually can rely on the quality of your food to help you get through, let's say, long ticket times or hiccups in service, either your fault or somebody else's, right? There's a lot of ways how good quality food can counterbalance partly negative experiences in restaurants.
It kills me when you could do a good job and they like tell you did a good job, but they didn't like the food, or it took too long because we're just busy or something happens. Like, just stuff happens behind the scenes that even at the time the servers might not even be privy to it. They might be like, oh man, it's been a while since, like, where's that food at?
What's going on? Yeah.
And then you go in the kitchen and you see there's 100 tickets lined up. Oh, that's where it's at. It's not on the grill yet. It's been 25 minutes and it's not touched the grill.
I'm not going to ask for it. I'm just going to let it go.
Yep.
We're just going to roll with it.
Yep.
You got to internalize all this anger and fear that comes with that
Exactly.
too, and just gotta swallow that one.
The amount of laps I've taken. Just take a lap, take a beat, figure it out.
You gotta avoid the table, just
Yeah,
take
exactly.
loops around the restaurant that will not show your face to.
Yep.
The table is key. It's a very important fact of our job.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of management that goes down into serving a section. What do they call it? Code switching. That's what the youth says these days. Where you go through and like based on each table, you pardon the interruption, guys. I guess we Should have locked that door.
Would have been smart, yeah.
Yeah, we're not open. We're keeping that in because I don't know how to edit that out.
Yeah.
We're learning.
It's part of the experience.
We're all in this together. But you've got to code switch to each table because even in the fine dining, I'll have a set of guests where they are extremely professional. You can tell if you make an error or a mistake, maybe not even like serving them, but like with a bottle service, where like you struggle popping the foil, which is my kryptonite. Anytime I do bottle service, when it's a screw bottle, I dance a little. I'm excited about it. But then there are the other tables where like they're not here for the fine dining experience; they're here for the good food experience. And then you can kind of get away a little bit with broing down, which is nice. And you can tell it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable too, because they're not hoity-toity in that sense of like wanting to be treated almost like royalty, but more like just like, come on, I'm a human, you're a human. I'm here to just like eat. And you're like, all right, well I can do that too. That makes sense. And then you go right to the table next to me and like, hello sir, ma'am, how is everything tasting this evening? Spectacular. Would you like another glass of wine? Prosecco, I don't know. Veuve, that's a nice one. I sold a bottle of that and I didn't know how to do the bottle service. I made our sommelier do it.
It's good to have one of those.
Yeah, it's nice.
But it's really, you've got to read the room with every table. Every table's different. It really doesn't matter if you're in fine dining or in a casual spot. Every table is a different experience and you have to approach them differently every time, right? You got to see who's sitting at the table. What are they doing? How are they acting? How are they sitting? And then you just really got to roll from there. You got to read the customers or the guests, as it's called properly, and then just roll from there. Right? And
then that's where that helps a lot with tipping too. Yeah. That helps a lot with like helping make the money.
Even as you said, right? If you have a table where you are able to bro down or not, and then you approach the table wrongly, that will affect you right from the get-go, right?
Oh, absolutely. If you get off of the wrong foot right at the beginning, it's a wash. Yeah. All you're doing the rest of that time they're there is trying to earn their trust. The amount of times you have to build like a sense of camaraderie between you and the guests, and you only have a certain amount of time. Like at his place, I don't remember, it's been years since I've worked there with him, but I feel like it's probably like 45 minutes to an hour window, right? Give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
To build a relationship with them. For one, you want to try to build regulars if you can, and your spot's great for that because it's super local and super neighborhood driven. I am a little luckier in that sense, or unlucky, depending on which foot you start on. My service takes at least an hour and a half for the multi-course meal. So if you get off on the wrong foot, you have more time to recover or more time to dig a deeper hole. Yep. And I've done that before too. Where you're like, you know what, I'm not even going to go talk to them. I'm just going to make sure their waters are full, their food is good, and then I'm just going to disappear into the night.
Yeah, you basically become a ghost dancing around the table.
Exactly.
Zero engagement with the table.
And sometimes they want that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even in situations where you get off on the wrong foot, it's always a game of catch up. The rest of the service is you just try to get back to the spot where you started and messed up in the first place, and just try to get back on the good side. And it really stresses you out as a server.
It does, yeah. Jasper had a full head of hair before he started serving in the States.
When I moved here, I was luscious hair.
Yeah, thicker and longer than mine currently is right now.
Look what happened.
It's true. It's true. Oh man, tipping, huh? It's pretty crazy stuff. Oh, something else about tipping. I still don't know, because service industry isn't just restaurants either. It like has to do with like I don't know why we don't tip mechanics. In all fairness,
it's all kind of service,
right? It's service industry. Like they're providing a service for you. So I mean, I'm thankful. Let's not make that a thing. But I'm surprised like where we draw the line at tipping. Because if you get a tattoo, you're tipping them. I still don't really. I actually just found out that it's 20%. Like preferred, because I found out recently that tattoo artists actually pay rent for the stall they use. So like if the tattoo's $400, like their hourly rate, they have to buy their own ink, their own needles, their own latex gloves. They actually rent out like whatever spot they use at the tattoo shop for the most part. So really, they're also like kind of relying on just the tip too. I didn't know that. I always tipped 20% just because I was afraid to, because you don't want to make someone mad that's putting something on your body forever. So you want to make sure they're taken care of. But that was something really interesting that I didn't know about.
I had that whole experience
the
when I
amount
got
of
my last
pricing.
tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it freaked me out. Coming back to a European standpoint, right? For me, it was okay. I pay this person this amount of money, and that is like covers all of it. And then I talked to some of my colleagues about it, and I immediately pull up my phone and Venmoed some money over just out of respect and like purely didn't know about it. The same yesterday. I mean, we were making jokes about my hair, but I got a haircut, and
you look very handsome, by the way.
I appreciate that. But even like at the barber shop, I was like, do I tip this guy? And I saw the guy getting a haircut next to me, slipping his barber $20. I'm like, okay, cool. So I paid my bill up on the counter and then went back and gave him $20 too.
Yeah.
I thought about that a lot on the way home. If that was proper, if that was too much. It can't be too much, but is it like necessary? It's really
I
weird.
think it's
There's
like
no
it's
clear
20%. It's 20% even for haircuts too. I'm pretty sure. But like, if you go to the same person, you want to make sure you take care of them because they also have the power to make you look silly.
Yeah.
They could have given you a reverse mohawk. Yeah.
Look really silly.
Like, I remember that $5 you gave me last time, bucko.
It's coming all back all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Huh?
What goes around comes around.
Oh, looking silly at a barbershop.
I need a haircut.
Yeah, you look like a hippie.
I know. My dad would be so disappointed in me. Not is he serving tables like a wuss.
Yeah, that sounds like your dad. Honestly,
looks like a hippie. Oh, thank you.
There's a lot of trauma coming back all of a sudden.
Shout out, Dad. Love you. Can't wait for you to listen to this and leave a comment. No, I living off tips it was weird too. I'd never worked in the restaurant industry until I moved to Florida because I started doing it when I went to school, which I think a lot of people get into working in the service industry because they're going to school for something else. So it's always kind of like a secondary. I mean, when I was in school, luckily I had good grades for the most part, but I did work full time in the service industry, and I think a lot of people are like that. Either they're in school, so they're a full-time college student, and work 30 to 40 hours a week, or they work 30 to 40 hours a week at two different surfing jobs. Yeah. Like you did that.
I did that for a while, and I went to college at the same time too. I worked 70-hour weeks.
It was online college, guys. It's been 7 years. Like,
I'm doing it. I'm trucking.
Yeah, you're doing it, buddy. No.
But yeah, it's like it adds up, and like especially in like smaller restaurants that are closer to campus, you can see that there's a lot of.
My first restaurant was right across the street.
That's
it was
true.
right across the street.
Right across the street.
Those managers, I think they stopped hiring my college like classmates. The amount of times they're like, Saturday off, the busiest day. Well, I need weekends off. I'll work Tuesdays. Just Tuesdays? Yeah, I'll work Tuesdays.
Just Tuesdays.
Call out.
Meanwhile, the restaurant is swamped on a Saturday and you're on campus partying. I got such a hard job, man. It's so tough.
I actually never did that though, in all fairness. I worked the whole time for the most part. And I wouldn't change anything about it. I made friends at school and you make friends at work. So then you get two communities you get to hang out with. So if you do have a day off, you can either hang out with your college classmate friends or you can hang out with your work buddies. And I was old when I went to college. So I started naturally just going with my work friends and hanging out with them, inviting them over. Then I lived off campus too, which also was right next to the restaurant, which was also right next to school. It was a very convenient setting.
Yeah,
that was a good setting.
Each other, right?
I lived close to him back when he lived with his mom.
That was a wild time.
Yeah, it was.
That was crazy.
Jasper drove the coolest car ever, his first car. I don't remember what it was, but it was a cube. It looked like a marshmallow.
Scion XB.
Yeah, we're not shouting them out. I'll bleep that out. No, I won't. I don't know how.
No shout out to Scion.
No shout out.
Those cars suck. Don't buy a Scion. Do not buy those cars. It got the job done in the beginning though. And I got the convertible. It was great.
The convertible was sweet. Yeah, I don't know how that equates to tip culture whatsoever.
It's
paid gas.
Paid.
Paid gas. Yeah, the tip culture paid his gas.
Paid with tips.
Oh yeah.
All the money we make, everything we buy, like we spend on this setup here, it's all paid in tips.
I like how you said we spend on this setup.
Yeah.
I don't remember you coughing any money up.
We.
Listen, we're doing open auditions for my co-host. Jasper is just here as a seat filler and for clickbait.
You won't find a better co-host than me.
I don't know. I can think of a few.
Start my own podcast.
Yeah, start my own podcast. Oh man. No, I don't want to give any other podcast name ideas. I don't want to start any competition. No, these guys might be onto something, but they suck. We could totally do that, but better, man.
They really did a shitty job, but they had some great names for podcasts.
Yeah, dude. Did that kid go to school for marketing? I went to school for marketing, graduated 2 years ago, and
What do you do since, huh?
I sold cars for a while, and now I'm back. I'm back on the dark side.
You always go back.
I know.
Can't help yourself.
I was like, I'm gonna be different. I'm not gonna go back.
I remember talking
Guys,
to...
I went back, and I was happy to be back.
Yeah. I talked to like one of my younger coworkers that are still in actually in college, not like
Yeah.
me, and like actually have a future, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. I get my degree and I leave. I'm like, please do. Like, don't
Yeah.
get sucked into this.
It's tricky because the money is good and the hours are great. Like, I had a really hard time with it, just in general, like just like making it okay with myself. Because there's a lot of this is a topic we'll talk about later, but like the negative side of how people look at people in the service industry, which is ironic because it's kind of the backbone of the economy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's a topic for a different episode. Maybe episode 2, maybe episode 3, maybe episode 4. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Steal that idea from my own podcast.
Oh no. Oh no. I need to have you sign some forms. Actually.
Do that right now.
Oh, what do they call it? A non-compete. Oh, I'm totally gonna have. I'm gonna.
You gotta write one of those up.
ChatGPT's gonna write it up for me.
One of your lawyer friends does.
Yeah.
Nice to know a lawyer close, huh?
Yeah. I know 1 or 2.
Oh, me too. That's gonna be fun.
We get into a legal battle. This episode's gonna get 2 views. It's gonna be my mom and my dad, and then maybe 3 views and your mom.
Yeah. And then the lawyers.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be all the lawyers. Oh, that's one way to. That's guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
I learned that in school.
Really paid off, huh? The
It
degree.
did, yeah.
Really did.
Yeah. I can edit TikToks poorly.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah.
But in the service industry, it can kind of be a trap because it's addictive in the sense of the money. You can literally, I've gone into work, say my car payment's due tomorrow, I've gone into work with $10 in my account and that's it. I'm like, well, better make $250 tonight.
We're gonna send it.
If I make $250 tonight, I'm all good. Then you make $250, you're like, all right, truck payment's gone. Easy peasy, done, easy. And you're like, all right, well that works out. And then after you start banking on that, then you can fall into a vicious cycle.
Yep.
You know, because you don't live check to check, you live shift by shift, which is another topic we're going to talk about later too, and not on his podcast.
After our legal battles.
Yeah, after our legal battles, hopefully I'll win.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
But I think we should hop into the next segment. We have a few different ideas for the third segment. First, the first ones we're gonna do. We wanted to look up some negative reviews. We're not gonna shout out the restaurants or anything. That's nasty. That's mean. We don't want to do that. We're here to lift people up, not pull them down. So the third topic or the segment that we're gonna be doing is we're gonna go through those reviews, and let me pull them up right now. I just screenshotted them.
Yeah, me too.
You did too? Jasper, why don't you take it away with the first one while I get a little situated
So
here.
I was looking around for different reviews and try to find something interesting that is just not negative or like bad experiences. I was looking for something silly and I found something from a local restaurant. I'll just...
We're not showing the photo.
Should we just read it or should we just summarize it? What do you think?
I mean, that's a lengthy one. I would summarize it.
Yeah, I'll just summarize
But
it.
that one, it doesn't need quotes.
This person was 3 years ago, by the way, so hopefully the restaurant has changed its way of dealing with this. But this person ordered an order of DoorDash, or on DoorDash, and when the order arrived in the sealed bag, there was a living mouse in there. And after the mouse fought its way out of the bag, it was running around their place until the dog got to it and caught the mouse. And this restaurant then, this picture is crazy, tried to talk to the restaurant about it, and they had a very poor way to handling the situation.
That's got to be a first for the restaurant.
Really
in all fairness.
I've heard a lot of crazy things, but I've never seen a living mouse in a DoorDash.
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy.
Maybe it's not the restaurant's fault. Maybe the DoorDasher had a pet mouse.
Could be.
Just saying.
How did that get there?
Just saying. Now his pet's dead.
86 mouse.
Now I'm sad.
How about yours? What did you find?
This one I found, it's really nothing spectacular, and I apologize, I don't know how to put it on there. I saved this one because of the amount of typos.
Oh, nice.
Those are my favorite because they're either illiterate or they're so mad that they don't double check, nor do they care that they posted it. And they're like, look at what I wrote, and they just kept it. Waitress, not friendly, didn't come back to check on me, period. Lowercase p. People in TH or TGEUR, and I'm assuming there. People in there weren't friend KT. They were trying to go for friendly towards me. Seemed all knew each other. Carrots hard. Not much cabbage, lot meat though. I thought that one deserved a shout out. I really want to shout out in person. Just tell him to pick up a book.
Not much cabbage though.
No, not much. In all fairness, she's not wrong unless she ate it and then took a photo.
Which wouldn't surprise me either, honestly.
Yeah, no. Let's see. This place I've actually eaten here, and I've eaten both of these items many, many times. I'm not going to list the names of the items because it does kind of give a little bit of a shout out. But it's zucchini fries and a specific sandwich. And it said the food was terrible. Took a bite of each and didn't want any more. Very oily and flavorless. Wouldn't go back for the food any time. Which is wild because I've been eating this exact same meal for 4 years. It's one of the best sandwiches I've ever had.
I really like that sandwich.
So this lady's crazy. I don't respect that. Oh, this is a good one. Negative review because a lady was at the bar, and she didn't have her ID on her, so the bartender refused to serve her.
Classic. I've had that one before too. Yeah.
So yeah, that's God forbid she just follows the law.
I had a fun one.
Even if you could tell, they do traps on us. By the way, like
That's
it hasn't happened to me at least, but they do traps, like almost like little mini sting operations where they will have people come in and try to order alcohol. Usually they try to get them to look like they're around 21, like early 20s, to try to see if you ask for ID or not. And then, do you get arrested? I don't know. You get spanked or something.
Yeah, it's a big deal. You get fined. The restaurant loses its licenses. It's a big deal.
And these liquor licenses are very expensive.
Very expensive.
That's why some places don't serve liquor. They just serve beer and wine because it's a price point issue.
That's also a story for a different day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Write that down. Write that down.
Right now. I had a table once, it was a family, and this kid gave me his ID, ordered a beer, and he was not 21 yet. It's also tying into tipping. And then the dad tried to convince me to get him a beer, and I said, no, he legally can't drink. I got a 9% tip on that because I refused to serve his underage son beer.
Sounds like you earned it. So.
Yep. Honestly,
I wouldn't have even tipped you 9%. Like, I wouldn't have tipped.
I want 9% from you.
I would have written cash and then not put any cash in to really just have you looking around.
That's a good one.
Who took my money?
That's really good. I've never even thought about
that's
that.
a good one. I know. Yeah. I got another good one here. This one's random. I've never seen a review like this. It says, the negative review is a negative review on a business not responding to a negative review.
Wow, the double down, huh?
Yeah, they doubled down. I'd never even considered that as a possibility, actually. Then I got another one. Parking lot too full in the shopping center. Couldn't find anywhere to park. How in the world is that anybody's fault?
Yeah.
How in the world is that anybody's fault?
How do you not have enough parking at your restaurant?
And then another one under that, too much ice in their soda. And then the server, or like whoever responded, said they didn't ask for light ice. That's such a easy remedy. I don't understand why that needs to be written down.
It's a quick conversation to have and fix it, but
yeah,
people like to.
I do have a little negative review on me. It was really weird though. It was my first week at my new job, and it wasn't written, thankfully, or anything. But it actually has to do with IDing. This lady came in. You know, she's honestly, she's probably like 23 to 25. Like, it was obvious she was over 21. But I asked for her ID, and I kid you not, the week before we just went through the training where they're like, even a photo doesn't count for an ID, Like, it has to be a physical ID, like either passport, state ID, or like driver's license or something like that. Like, I don't even know if they accepted military ID. I can't remember. I need a refresher clearly. But that same week, this girl came in. Her and her friend both ordered cocktails, and I was like, oh great, can I see some IDs? her friend gave me her ID, and I was like, oh, great, thank you. And then the other girl was like, I lost it at the bar last night. And I was like, do you have a passport, a secondary form of ID that like I can use that's applicable? She was like, no. And I said, I apologize, but I can't serve you alcohol. Like my job's on the line. I pretty much said that to her because she was about our age. So I was like, no, she'll understand, right? She didn't understand. Talk about getting off on the wrong foot right off the rip. I did not recover. Thank God her friend paid for both tabs, so that did help my case. But she pulled my manager over and called me sexist because I wouldn't serve her. But I served the gentleman next to her that were clearly 55 that I didn't ID. They might have been 60. Because you can not ID if they look over 40 or 50 or something, like where it's like just so blatantly obvious. So she called me sexist for that and told my manager. And my manager said, what happened there? And I said, she ordered a cocktail, I asked for her ID, and she didn't have an ID. And he went, oh, that's it? And I said, yeah, and I don't know why she's being really nasty. Like, she wouldn't look me in the eyes. If I just doing the service of like getting orders and everything, she would look away. She'd say you're me. She'd go, I'll take this. Mm-hmm. How do you want that cooked? Medium. Like, all right, anything else? No. Oh, okay. And I go to her friend's super happy. Like, I could tell her friend was making up for it.
Yeah.
And I was very appreciative of that. And then when I dropped the check, I dropped it off in front of her friend. I wasn't even messing around. I was like, no, please, just pick up the tab. Like, please.
But in situations like that, even like talking about like the catching up part,
yeah.
there's no chance. Like,
no.
Because it's a whole interaction,
you
right?
throw in the towel, you're like, all right.
You're done. Like, it's over.
So you want a new server?
I'm going to take what I can get and just let it be.
Do you want a new server? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. I don't. But luckily, I don't get too many negative reviews personally, so that works out.
I have a negative review.
We'll talk about that later.
That's a different
one.
We're going to keep that one.
That one's too legendary to talk about for the first episode when we're learning how to do all this.
So stay here, stay along for the ride, and maybe you'll hear that review one day.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe if Jasper's still a co-host, we'll see how auditions go.
Listen to it on my own podcast. I'm gonna start. So
I'll be posting flyers around the Tampa Bay area with coordinates, not an address, but with coordinates of longitudes and latitudes, and there will be riddles. So good luck. Whoever makes it, you pass the first test. Congratulations.
You already listened to it. If you listen to it, you're already a candidate.
If you listened to the first one,
it's gonna be the lawyers.
I've got a guy in a button-up suit sitting next to me. He's using big words that none of us know.
Objection. You cannot talk about this topic.
Your Honor, I sustain. Hearsay. Well, all right. I think that's going to conclude our first episode of 86'ed. You all are cut off. Thank you so much for listening, maybe watching. We're going to be doing this every week. We're going to figure out the posting schedule. It's going to see. Our schedules change every week, being in service industry, which I'm sure everybody understands that has worked in it at one point. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye. I never hit record.